Hello. Hold on, is this working? Yep, there we go. I'm back after almost 5 months. Needed a little break. Meant to come back earlier in the year. Whatever, you know. I'm coming back now with The Root Trees Are Dead. I don't know too much about this. Other than it's kind of like Case of the Golden Idol, which, you know, I played through the DLC on stream. I played through Lorelei and Laser Eyes. I love a puzzle game. Let me fix the camera a little bit. Especially when you need a notebook for. So I already have my notepad ready. Fresh notepad, fresh pen. Let's jump right in. I know this is a succession thing. The family's dead. You have to figure out who's supposed to take over the company. Let's start it. Exactly my bag. Mystery, Root Tree Mania. The mystery will unlock once you finish The Root Trees Are Dead. Okay. Interesting. Ooh. Some classic Windows loading. Okay, okay. Oh, weird. December 6, 1998. Okay.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the
B.
private jet of the Roottree Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottree sisters, best known for their fashion lines.
There's no way those girls are
They were
that man's
absolutely-
daughters.
Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Nice.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree Company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard
Okay.
you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
You mean the Gene Genie?
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Alright, tutorial time. Okay, complete the family tree of the Roottree sisters. Siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. Hey, let's loop it up. Love it, love it. Okay, so spouse, someone's married. Alright, so let's go here. Got milk picture. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottree Sisters Got Milk ad. I tracked down a test photo from before they were painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. Yeah. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Okay. Like a list of names. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. Okay. Deborah Bean. We're going to Roottrees. Okay. So Carly. Men. Oh, Miracle Roottree, Miracle Jr., Miracle the Third. Oh, good golly. Okay. Let's Google these girls. Wait, Google didn't exist quite yet. 1988, it would have been Ask Jeeves or Yahoo. Look, I'm old. Spider search. Okay. Sure, why not? Are you? Oh! This is gonna be annoying. The choice to focus on Roottree chooses not only cruise, you also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site seemingly curated by teenagers. It's neon pink with purple text, GeoCities, and hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Reina is the most famous. Okay, she's the eldest girl. Eldest. She's the eldest and got married to TMS. Okay, so TMS, so we're gonna check. But Riley's a smart one. Rose is the middle child. Rose middle. What a name. The names of the H's. Ugh. Smart. So, is she gonna have them glasses? Does she have glasses? I don't even remember. You might think they're rich just because they're models, but their dad is also president of the candy company. And their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do modeling for her brand, Root. These are Nepo babies. These are the Kardashians. Jeez, imagine the Kardashians all just one plane crash. I eat root tree candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps. And try to dress in plaid root clothes like Riley Plaid does in most of the posters. Some days I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Ears pierced. Maybe she has like cool piercings. The website's author continues to talk about her own life and what she likes about the Root fashion lines, but none of it is relevant. Alright, this is how we do this. Easy. Easy. Fill in names. Eldest is Rain. Raina, sorry. Raina. Middle is Rose. Maybe it's just Rose? Robert Ronald. Why is her name not there? Is it something else? Give me a second. Wait, what the hell? I realized I've been streaming without video capture. What is happening here? I didn't even look. Sorry about this. Game capture. Yeah. Oh, stupid. I had set the Night of the Consumers. Here we go. Holy moly. I'm sure that's much better. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. She said her name was the middle sister was Rose, but her name isn't here. Let's put Riley. We said Raina. I mean, they're models, right? Let's look them up. Maybe there's like a nickname. Click on faces in the evidence tab. Okay, so Plaid is Riley. This is Riley, the youngest. Ears pierced. Well, she's the only one with the ears pierced. That's such a weird. Okay, so we've got them. So, Raina. Let's put Riley. The middle child with the pierced ears, and this is okay, Raina. Her spouse is T. Let me look at the names list. And then EMS, so we're looking at S's. Thomas Sheridan. That's the only thing I think makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna put his name here, Thomas Sheridan. Like, we're not going. It's not gonna go too difficult. Okay, but why is the name? Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay. Okay, so we looked at highlight. Middle sister. I just look up Rose. See what Rose does. Not as part of the older sister Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time, they're lumped together as the Root Tree sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by yourself don't lead to anything different than when searching for the sisters together. But like these all do modeling for Root, right? For Root brand. Always is a period after the infant's not at the end of the sentence. Clothing companies that make clothes for children, from toddlers to teenagers, although their website is down, likely to increase web traffic. You find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One has this to say, you Spider Retreat Sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley Rose Arena. Catalogs per year, every year since 1984. Raina's on almost all of them. The Brenda Root Tree. Hold on, let me let the pop out. Told her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says, "Excuse me? No, 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 no." I just had a phone call. Like, it's Sunday night. Something crazy? No. I think I recognize the number, but that person should not be calling me. Sorry, I had a work call, which means I'm gonna close Teams. Why is Teams even sending me anything? A designer, her own. Ah, Rose's name is Carly Roottree. Wow. I guess model? Actually, if we look up Carly Roottree, what are we gonna find? Carly Rose Roottree. Apparently, her parents had plans to name a son Carl Jr. Carl Jr. She started about her middle name. Let's see. What is Raina? What is it? Are they all just models? They're models. That's all they do. Okay. There's nothing. I should say model for all of them. Well done. All right. These three entries are correct and have been locked. Riley locked the following optional entry Sheridan telling us.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired. The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The root trees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional. But filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
All right.
You now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable root trees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Okie dokie, let's do it. Oh god, here it is.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the root trees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Okay, we've got the girls. We know their parents. Okay, let's do the parents, right? Hello, hello. Where's Brenda? I know their moms. Oh, Brenda White is their mother. I know this is Carl. I know he's a CEO. Where's his face? Let's go find Carl's face. Let's just lock in Carl. Let's Google Carl root tree. Maybe get a pic of him. Died in the recent plane crash along with his wife, Brenda Root Tree, and their daughters, the Root Tree sisters. He was the president of Root Tree Candy Company as well as the CEO as a clothing company. Was he CEO or was he president? I'm gonna go to periodicals. Let's look up Carl. This 2 T's is gonna bother the heck out of me. Oh, I don't know. Your new Cashew PC. Netscape's new history feature. Happy surfing. Remember, Cashew PCs are delicious. They're inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. Oh, root tree. Did anybody write a book? Okay. Let's look at some of this. Notable root trees. Carl root tree licensed Gwyneth, Gwen, Red, Jim, Lauren, and Miracle Jr. Original inventor had 5 kids. Maybe that's why kids still love him. The higher the number, the more. Okay. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells. A list of famous people that you can find via a search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. One of the reasons certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay, so we're looking at this. It's 11. Strawberry, powered plum, cool chocolate, bad blue, raspberry, awesome apple. Is this like... those are the names or close to the names? What even is an elderberry anyway? Radical new flavors because it's no longer the 1920s. Elderberry. Elderberry. Okay. Current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Faux strawberry, power plum, cool chocolate, bad blue raspberry, awesome apple. Okay. Let me get a picture of this man. This is gonna drive me crazy. Hmm. Let's look at him again. Carl. Well, Carl Brennan, the Root Tree sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Root Tree family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and a unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. They don't list some of those accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Highlight. Carl's great-grandfather. How about we take that? Can I like, okay, let's close that. Can I actually do a search on that one? No. Watchman of the Year. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on company CEOs and the economy. They have been around for over 100 years in one form or another and will often write about major changes in the management of famous companies. Aha! Every year they offer an award to a prominent businessman who is further the field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You find through a few searches that 2 Root Trees have been featured as Elias Root Tree and Carl Root Tree, his great-grandfather. So let's go through the list, excuse me. Father, grandfather, great, there he goes, Elias. Well, duh. We could have Elias Jr., but we don't know who Elias Jr. Ah, is it coming to Gwyneth? No, we can't do that yet. Let's search for... was a founder and first president of the Root Tree Candy Company. He found was essentially a propaganda site about him created by the Root Tree Candy Company. At the top, there's a picture of him and his wife, Gwyneth. That picture has been added to your evidence. Elias is credited for inventing 5 Pieces, a popular maple candy. Before that, the farm he inherited by marrying his wife only produced syrup. After 5 Pieces became wildly successful, Elias spent his time and energy in cementing his reputation as a family man. He is quoted on the site as saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup, and that any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy." The site enthusiastically claims that he made good on that promise, but offers no additional detail. There are a few more quotes about Elias from a book called Family Man, The Root Tree Legacy. Actually, let's by Bess Williams. Let's grab this because we can go to the library. Highlight, save, note. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. Below that, along with some accomplishment awards, and one stands out like his great-grandson Carl, Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. Let's look at Gwyneth. Does she have what's her maiden name? This could have been like revenge from some part of the family that he inherited this. The first Anderson maple farm. So she's Gwyneth Anderson. No brothers, so those oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson maple farm so long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias' idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate, and so they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. Is that the 5 Pieces? On their website, there's a daily demonstration of education of torch from the turn of the century. Appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s. Okay, let's get out of here. We're gonna go over here because we can put Gwyneth. Was she a housewife? It says she was a housewife. So let's just say housewife? And I guess CEO, right? President first. I suppose if you go sons... Ooh, we don't know that yet, though, do we? Go to my evidence tab and get the picture of the two of them. Have I not verified them? Was he a CEO? Founder? I assume he's the first president of the company. Ooh, top secret. Uh-oh. And what happened here? Dead ends. Brenda White. I need 3 more correct blood relatives before they will lock in. Okay. Elias Roottree Jr.? Or let's look at Family Man. Let's look at that book. Public Library. Author name Bess Williams, I think it was. Book title something with the Roottrees. Let's go to my notes. Family Man, the Roottree Legacy by Bess Williams. We'll go ahead and copy paste. Ugh. Non-fiction anthology. There's no downloadable version available because the book is impossible to find these days. How about I Google it? Let's look up Elias Roottree Jr. This is on a website about historical buildings in Butler County. He is listed as alongside an old residence has been preserved called Hutchtop House. You attempt to find more information from the man in the building, but come up empty. Hutchtop House. Let's... Let me highlight this. Elias Jr. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the names, right? Well, we know there's some notables, right? We're looking for the notables at least. We don't have them. Brother? Okay. Look at the list. What makes sense here? Deborah Bean, Carlson, Laura, Cattrall. Let's look at the Rootrees. Margolite, Candy. Let's look at the men. Clancy Edward Roottree. Let's try Clancy Edward Roottree, huh? The Clancy Trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottree, who was Elias's son and the Roottree Company's head lawyer at the time. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers have never been fully disclosed to the public, but due to ever-increasing success of the company is a significant amount of money. The Clancy Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. RR. University only information. 5-piece guarantee. Hold on. Let's copy that. Let's save that note. The root trees versus RR. RR is a root tree person. This is 1994. This person's still alive. Or should be. So who's on the list? The Clancy Trust. He's the son of Elias and Gwyneth. He was a lawyer. Is he... Let's look here. They had two. Well, no, they had a few kids. So I don't know which branch, whose father, whose son he was. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay, let's look at the 5 pieces guarantee. How about that? Well, wait. RR. Who do we got? RR. Robert or Ronald Roottree might work. Robert Roottree. Let's try that. Ronald Roottree. Okay. 5 pieces guarantee. How about just 5 pieces? Small, colorful candy colors or shell-coated maple candies since the late 20s have been pressed into the shape of maple leaf. I usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. Its tastes have changed over the years. Aha. The Sweet History of Candy. Okay, by Charles Lee. Let's go to the public library. Charles Lee. Book series about all things candy in the modern world. It starts in 1925 and continues onward to chronicle the rise of mass production and global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future of candy as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. It includes some printed advertisements. You find a newspaper ad for 5 pieces from the 30s added to the evidence. Let's look at the evidence. It's a miracle. G is for grape. G-E-C-E-N. M for miracle berry. The flavors are inspired by our children. G-E-C-E. That's important. C-E. Charles Edward. Or Clancy Edward. N is for melon. And then M for miracle berry. He must have had a really young child. He must have had somebody like, or a miracle baby. Right? Okay. Miracle Root Tree. Let's look at Miracle Root Tree. Let's start from there. Let's figure out who they're related to. For the Miracle Network, a production company run by the Miracle Root... There is a thing called the Miracle Network, though, in real life. Miracle Root Tree Estate. The Miracles Root Tree. It was so late in his mother's life that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to be the order... That's the order of the siblings. Because it said siblings are from left... Like the eldest from left to right. Mother, and father named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of the generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still, with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over these complications and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Root Tree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for that. So they're all pastors. They're all like probably a mega church. So wait, he unburdened himself from the root tree name. Below the blurb is a flyer about the tour, which is in your evidence. This is Miracle Jr. Miracle the Third and his wife Nicole. 3 Generation of Miracles tour. Testimony from the world famous Miracle Jr. And a special appearance from Miracle Retreat in his 68th year on God's earth. This is Miracle the Third. The youth pastures. Okay, so we're gonna go into the family tree. Alright, we found some. This looks like it's probably gonna be this way. GECE. Clan C. Clan C is the the grandfather of Carl. I think it's the way it works. Then there's M and then Miracle family. So this is gonna be Miracle. No, he's not there, but the name is gonna be Root Tree Miracle. He has a spouse, so this is that one. This is Miracle the Third. This is Nicole. Nicole Smith. Because let me see, there's other Madsons, right? I think it's gonna be Nicole Smith. I think pastor. Let's look what we're looking for. Not pastor, medium mogul, military. Preacher. Got 3. Re-entries have been correct and have been locked. Brenda White, and Nicole Smith, I was right. Booyah. So we're gonna put here, this is Miracle Jr. He's a preacher. And Miracle is a preacher. Miracle the Third. Also Nicole Smith. Maybe. That might give us something. Well, you can't look, she's not notable enough that they're gonna find her. Oh, this is browsing history. Whoops. After a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. News expose revealed that it was his wife, Edith's sister in disguise. Edith! The author doesn't mention that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the United States, southern United States, where he was not well known before the scandal. Alright, so we're gonna go. His wife, Miracle Jr.'s wife, is Edith. Probably the only Edith Jacobson. He has a sibling, though. Did we see something about... Looks like Miracle the Third. Okay, white. Miracle. Let's go back to Miracle Retreat, the Miracle Network. Elias and Gwyneth, because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brother and sister by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of the generation was nearly torn apart. New England. So we know Clancy. I'm assuming in their little poster it's gonna go, it's the Order. So I'm gonna put him in here. This was Clancy. Clancy Edward. Clancy Edward Root Tree. We're gonna put him in as lawyer. He was the lawyer of the company. Did he have a wife that we named? I like my history. The Clients of Trust. Elias was son, the Retreat Company's head lawyer at the time. Due to unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The Rutries versus RR. Let's just look this up. Then I attended the lecture about it, wrote on the following on Legal Oddities website. From what you can tell, RR was an attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted two arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Still, due to the ironclad warning of the Clansett Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. Okay, so maybe Elias Jr. is the second one, and I think the first one is going to be the daughter. Probably Gwyn. So this is probably Elias Jr. And he was probably the... I think Elias Jr., and I think he was probably the second president. This... Is he not, he's not known enough probably to look him up, though. Why can't I get a picture of Carl Roottree? Family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after marriage. Always use a person's most recent occupation. This music looks funky. We've got... Okay, so I'm writing those down. My pen fell. Okay. Elias Jr., Clancy, Edward, Miracle, the last one. There's another M name here. Let's see if we can't root them out. It's a root tree, so Marguerite could be... It's probably Marguerite. Yeah. Because all the Miracles, those are the only M names on the male side. So I'm guessing this is Marguerite. I'm probably right. Let's add her name there. So if we go again, this is G, E, C-E-M Marguerite. Marguerite root tree. Let's Google her, right? Marguerite. Is there anything I can look at here? The Montjoys. Bubbles. Cool. Wonder if I can find any other evidence. Oh, it's just my evidence table. Miracle Jr. I got Miracle Jr. though. I locked him in. I locked in Miracle the Third. I think of Jim Roottree. How about that? I can find. They're going to give me the some of the information, right? Jim and Diamond with his wife, Diamond LaRue. Jim and Diamond. Many sources you find he is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song "Rollin' On Down to the City." It's not in your evidence folder. Although Jim writes a majority of songs, plays guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had any other hits. Never had another hit, but it has its fans who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of the music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued releasing music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums we find mention the Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. I mean, what if I just look up Cherry Tree? It wasn't professionally reviewed, although Die-Hard fans Jim Diamond Online said it was returned to form. The CD was apparently so hard to find in stores, some fans have resorted to selling cassette bootlegs of it. There's a music commerce website that claims to sell the album, but it's sold out at the moment. You do find a short sample of one of the songs called Sun. You add it to your evidence. Uh-oh. And what was the other one? Sound of Laughter. 1989, you can't even find a picture of the cover. It doesn't appear to have been very successful, and reviews seem middling even from fans. Some basic liner notes exist. You know, today, for a fact, you would not only be able to find, you found it on like Discogs, it'd be on Spotify today. Some basic liner notes exist on a Jim Roottree fan page, and it states that the lyrics and guitar are credited to Jim Roottree and the vocals are credited to Diamond LaRue. Let's get Diamond LaRue. LaRue. Diamond's Dazzlers. There's no fan club for Jim and Diamond. You find a forum post called "Cool Things You Got on Them in the Mail" on a random forum about video games. One reply mentions that Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year to Diamond's Dazzlers. It's accompanied by some pictures as well as some history about the fan club. Apparently, even though it's no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honor it themselves personally. There's a fierce debate in the subsequent posts about whether that's cool or pathetic. Amongst the pictures of Christmas cards from over the years, only one is relevant. The card from 1996 included pictures of Jim and Diamond's young son, Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. The picture's been added to you as evidence. Oh, we're gonna look up the Floozies. An all-female punk band operating out of New York City. They're mentioned in passing in an online review from earlier this year. Apparently, they were opening act for the band. The reviewer actually came to see. The reviewer writes that she normally doesn't review the opening act, but this one was unusual, and not because of the music, which she described as loud, fast, and repetitive, but not in the good way. The trio was extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were, and she was told they were rumored to be the children of other famous musicians and didn't want that to be why they became popular. Are the Floozies? I wonder if the Floozies are all... The reviewer also mentions that for the underground, an unknown band with absolutely no following, that their equipment was all extremely expensive, Nepo babies, and not only were they selling CDs, but they were only cost $1. They probably were losing a fortune. The reviewer said that if she bought a copy, she would be unlikely to ever listen to any of it again, except maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track. There's no picture of the Floozies performing live, but the cover from the CD they were selling, Conquistador, has been added to your evidence. Beef Baby. Beef Baby. Okay, let's go look at my new evidence. We've got some interesting... I don't even know who this guy's related to, though. Okay, we're gonna say... Yeah, is Jim... Is he like Carl's brother? What is this? A split up. Ah, divorces. Is he I mean, he's a notable. Alright, we're gonna say Jim is a notable. So he's probably one of these two. Well, no. He's gonna be this. It's gonna be Jim and Diamond right here. Got my photo evidence. Who's that? Include a picture of his son, Wolf, listening to his parents' latest music. Okay, that's Wolf. That's her. Andy. Nikki and Nina. Tell me that. Okay, guitar and vocals is Candy. I got him. We got him. Guaranteed that's Jim. James. James Root Tree. Diamond? LaRue. Musician. This is gonna be... It said youngest son, right? That means Wolf is here. Wolf. This is a McCandy. He's a musician. Wolf is a kid, student. There we go. Rolling down the city, Jim and Diamond. Rolling. Okay. Now we can put Jim Diamond. Jim Diamond. Got him! Got him! Did we not get Wolf? Oh yeah, Wolf is not... I don't know if Wolf's a kid.
You're on a
Student.
roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Root Tree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
Thank you. Shiva candle.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Okay. Cool. Let's look at. Okay, I'm gonna put Wolf. I'm assuming he's a kid. He must be a student. K to 12. Does that work? College? I'm gonna put him as. Well, it won't lock in until I do. I'm gonna assume he's K to 12. Let's go looking at pictures. Here's a bonus. I'm gonna pull the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, couldn't make the reading, wishing you well, from Paris, Gwen and the boys. Okay. Paris when? This photo was tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry you were unable to attend the funeral. A traditional habit as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone on us on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I have enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, although it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. As for myself, it's impossible to express my gratitude enough for the rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie. Ernie's our blood relative. Ernie, Debbie, Nicole Madsen. So was he Ernie? Let's see what I've got. Let me see what names I've my list of names. We've got Gwendolyn. Where's Deborah or Debbie? Deborah Bean. Ernest or Ernie. Huh. He took over. So that Carl took over. Where are my notables? Let me just look at my notables. Gwyn, Carl. Let's look at my pictures. Hold on. This photo has a note attached from your employer. For every 20 years or so, the Root Trees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s, and Carl is a teenager in the middle. That's Carl. Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of this photo, in childish print writing, it says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. This is November. That is a lot of people. Okay. This is not in order. Well, we know Jim Roottree. Where's Jim? These are the free spirits. Gwyn's not here. Gwyneth M. Gwendolyn. Jim Roottree, Clark Jr., Eli. Bonnie. Saw another picture, didn't I? I could have sworn I saw another picture. Okay. Oh, this is who I was looking at. Who are these? Vote for Stephanie Jones for City Council. Better for Butler County. Who are you, sir? This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. There's a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article from the Butler County Times. Butler County Times! They apparently won her election. Find the full version of the newspaper clipping on the back of the campaign mailer. While most of it is unimportant, you do find the following. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon, until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones. Stephanie Landon. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. Uh-oh. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entirely female influence. Though she is a distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother, Caroline, who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past, has come out opposed to the corporation policy regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. So Caroline. Uh-oh. So wait. Look at Brian Jones. There are many advertisements over the years, as well as a small article from 1985 about Jones Graphic and Print. The article is a piece about Brian Jones taking over his father's print company after 20 years. Brian seems to not have let it go to waste as a marketing opportunity during the interview portion. I've been in and out of that shop my whole life. My father taught me everything there is to know when it comes to getting the job done right and getting it done quick. We've been printing staple Butler County for years, and even the Butler County Times uses us for the coupon pages a few times a year. Thanks, by the way. But still, whether you're a new client or one of our regulars, nothing will change. Come on down for the best prices on bulk printing anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania, or search for us online. I designed the website myself. Okay, we're looking at that. I'm looking at Caroline. Caroline Roottree? Caroline Landon. What's your name? What's my list of names? Caroline Morden. Local art installations, including one by Caroline Morden. There isn't much about Caroline as a person. This is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. She seems to get top billing. Accompanying the story is an image of Caroline standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. Is captioned Caroline standing next to her. Excuse me. Next to her sculpture Atlantis' Burden. This sculpture is one of many works featured in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait: Art and the Beauty of Women. According to a quote further down, Atlantis' burden is meant to symbolize a society split by indecision over whether women should be equals or something to protect. The picture on the front page has been added to your evidence. Okay. Let's look up Brian Jones. Jones Graphic and Print online. The company, according to its website, has existed in Butler County for some time. The website seems fancy. It even has frames. Lists the addresses, hours, and a few examples of clients and the type of work that was done for each. Stephanie Jones campaign mailers, Root Candy Company, various banners and posters. Miracle Network, Root Tree Motors. Children of Eden. New website. Come and get a quote. Root Tree Motors. We're gonna check that too. Stephen Schwartz, a game designer by the name of Jeremy Johnson. It's kind of fit timeline-wise what the game he was making and said to use it instead of something fake as kind of an Easter egg. You don't need to check it out, but if you do, I like the song. It's the hardest part of love and lost in the wilderness. Also, if you haven't already, you should hit the back button to go back to Jones Graphic and Print. Instead of searching for Children of Eden, you should probably search for whoever was performing it. Butler Summer Theater. Well, thank you. During the summer makes sense, as it is not the summer currently. Their website is a thank you message. Thank you for your 1998 season such a success. Stay tuned for announcements about performances in 1999. Website listed credits of the musical, which seemed to be the final show they performed last season. There's a cast list, but none of the names seem relevant. Below the cast list, it lists the crew. Two things stand out: posters, additional set design, elements by Jones Graphic and Print, and choreography by November Studios. November. Local dance school. They advertise lessons for ballet and jazz classes. There's hardly any other information available. Right. I know I saw somebody, his name was November. November Root Tree. Eli. Is there another? How many Eli's we got? Elias, Elias Jr., Elias C., Elias M. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Wait, what did the list of people say here? Eli M. Okay, so that's Eli M. Madsen? Or Eli M. Root Tree? Who's he related to? Or Google his ass. Go back to our notables and start searching for them. Let's fill them in. Oh, Local art. This is Caroline. I'm assuming Stephanie and Brian. Baby. Oh, wait, November was already... This is like the 70s over here. This is... Carl's the teenager in the middle. Let's put Carl's face finally. Like, I finally have his face at least. He's this one. Oh, he's the president. What is he, like the third president? Fourth president? He's the latest. He would be the fifth president. And I'm thinking Ernie would have been the fourth president, since Carl took over for Ernie. Let me see. Let's go back to our notables. Let's look up Red Root Tree, or let's look up Lauren Root Tree. Gwen. Let's start with Gwen. It is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get to and jump pages from Root Tree. Here. Search engine. Gwen Root Tree. Some well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was a minor hit movie, Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. A widely circulated picture of Gwen from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you got as evidence. Did you know? Trivia. Gwen was the granddaughter of Elias Root Tree, the founder. She shouldn't have been named Root Tree, but her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Granddaughter. So her mother... Got it. Hold on, let's see the list. The eldest is G. Villain in his final season of Western Frontier Studio, the popularity of Guys Like Us. The studio brought Lane back to play the villain's twin brother, this time as a hero joining the protagonist. Has no connections, Harrison Lane seems. Okay. Harrison Lane married his high school sweetheart. They reunited at a movie premiere. Christmas Mission. Flops. There's a war movie about World War I released in 1955. Received poor reviews and lost his studio money. Gwen Root Tree had a role as a soldier's wife who wrote him letters from home. You find no additional relevant information. The product that put them on the map was 5 pieces. Who's a Red Root Tree? Well, it's my notable, isn't it? Gwen is my notable. This is gonna be Gwyn. Oh. One of these two is Gwyn. One split up. There's still blood. Gwyn is one of these two. Who's Red Root Tree? That is not. Your M. Aloysius Herring Root Tree, aka Red, was an appointed judge and politician. Her nickname, ironically, he was ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position in the Irish people. He tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Root Tree Candy Company and newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence. He was defeated in a landslide, so he's a red herring. Aloysius Herring. So, red herring, literally. Love it. Lauren. Author Lauren Root Tree, and distant relative of the Root Tree sisters, is known for her book A Life Between Wars. According to her website about famous authors in the early 60s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name Lauren Rafferty to a little fanfare. When her she had been keeping diaries about her famous family. They insisted she release them under her original name Lauren Root Tree to take advantage of her family's notoriety. A Life Between Wars. The untimely death of her husband in World War II, to coping with a post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as perspectives on changing times and socialites, all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into the life of previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Root Tree. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, what fans refer to as a court jester series. You find no recent details about Lauren, although she is listed as retired. Lauren Rafferty. Life Between Wars. Let's search for that. The public library. Oh my god. Mr. Rafferty captures the evolution perspective from adolescence to adulthood. He was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Now, hold on. Could this be miracles? No, but she's notable. She's an author. Oh, I got another M. I feel like the G is probably Gwendolyn or something. Not split up. Wouldn't he have died? So her father's side could be Coral. It could be Clancy's daughter. I have a feeling it is. Let's lock her in. Lauren. Chris Rafferty Clark. Okay, we're trying to figure that out. Jacob. Or retired. Nope, just author. Hell yeah. Alright, cool. Well, let's put a picture of him. I have a picture of Jacob. Her son Clark. Put in Clark Rafferty. Okay, up our notables. Where's my notable list? I got Lauren. So Gwyn. This is Gwyn. See that picture again? Wait, Gwyn's not here. But I know what Gwyn. Wait, I know what Gwyn looks like. She's the actress. Duh, let me find the picture. That's her. Her husband split up. She and her husband split up. I got so much evidence though now, like a bunch came in. Morgan's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the next generation. In an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation, for old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted. Ooh, okay, company. Oh, that's him. That's Miracle. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together. So we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwyn. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. Yeah, I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. So hold on. So that's Miracle. And that's Miracle Jr. And I have another picture of Miracle Jr. here. Who's Sam? With this current generation of kids. Eli. Elias Jr. Is there an Elias M? Because This is the 50s. Four of us stand together. I mean, this is her, right? The blue? I'm gonna put her picture there too. Yeah. Yeah, it's her. Would Clark have been here? Grandma insisted it includes Sam. I guess this is Sam? An entry entitled Sam from Lauren Rootree's diary written in 1963. From a previous entry, you learn that Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Lauren writes, "Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters, and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told to trim their branches from the family tree, so why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm not the only one to realize." Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwyn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel a mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, E.C. and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on the way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Not my brother! Aha! Eli. Two Eli's. Okay, Eli M. He even chimed in. Apparently, he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago. Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make a bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. Miracle's youngest, not my brother. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider is cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? Uh-oh. So her brother. One of her brothers is Eli. And Elias. Carl's fucking father. Miracle's son is Eli. Elias C or Elias M. Ellen Morden. Gwendolyn Morden. Zachariah Morden. Okay, hold on, because Zach's in her generation. Zachariah Morden. You wouldn't have a different last name. She's a Roottree. Who the hell? It's probably over on this side of the family. Gwendolyn? This is probably Gwendolyn Roottree. And one of those kids is Zach. And this is this side of the family. This is the family we know. This is the Caroline and Stephanie Jones and all that. What's this? Guardian. Adoption or otherwise. November. I don't know. We're getting there. I think this is going to be Gwendolyn. Think? Shoot. Two names. One of the girls or like the granddaughter's name on this side is like Morden. Named after the grandmother. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Let's keep reading her book. There's 2 Elis. Eli C. Her brothers might be maybe Eli C. because this is Elias Clancy, right? So I think Eli M. That would make the most sense. I'm gonna leave the name there. Oh, I love solving little mysteries like this. Clark, her son. Clark's getting married, in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18, for God's sake, and Danielle isn't much older. Alright, let's do this. Let me write in Danielle. Danielle Franks. They split up. What is he doing, anyways? Jacob, by openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of the generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. He was a soldier? Academy. But our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seem to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. And as for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Okay. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all. And his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Twins. He's right, Zachariah Morden. Okay. Gwendolyn Roottree married someone named Morden. Her son is Zachariah. I was going to be jumping in, but because I feel like first daughter would be named after the mother. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits in any other family, they'd all end up on the streets. Even Clark. Entry entitled Dynasty for Lauren True's Diary, written in 1958. It focused on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president of the Root Tree County Committee and the meeting to determine his successor. I wish I'd been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious that none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family since we still have the Root Tree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead of him going to Zach, even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Firstborn son! I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always had very particular views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm the next oldest of all of us. But he just laughed, so it's Angie. Angelica Roottree, I think I saw that name. So if we got Zach, Zach's the oldest. Oldest male or oldest? I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back. Maybe they wanted to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the products. Okay, now we know who he's fat. Good golly. Okay, so it's Gwendolyn. For damn sure. This is Gwendolyn. Zach. This is Zachariah Morden. He's the second president. Watch this. The chubby fellow. He was the second president. Has to be. Has to be. Has to be. And then Angie could be here. Elias Jr.'s daughter. Not Gwen. No. Gotta be Angie here. Angelica. Oh no, Angelica Morden. Oh! No, then. I think Angelica. I think we can take Zachariah out of there. He's the oldest. They said Angelica Morden was old. He's the oldest boy. But she's actually the oldest sibling. Second president. Where's his picture? Fucking right. Locked in everyone on the notable retreat list. I got my little cheapo at the bottom.
You're listening to WRTG. It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Rootree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
I'll search that. But I want to put in Angelica here. I think I've got her photo too. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, hold on. I've got a puppy scratching at the door. Here, Billy Goose. Want to chill with me? Huh? Huh? We are coming up on 2 hours, so I think I will leave it at 2 hours. Once we're at 2 hours. Got the pictures. Let me get my photo evidence. So we know she's got to be the redhead. Look at them. He's getting there. The four of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle. Let everyone filter and be. That's got to be Angelica then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's Sam? Is Sam the blonde dude back here? Wait, she's got a buckle, not a D or anything. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left since to me he looked like a lot like Pop did in the old one. Do we have a picture of the original 5 pieces? Or I don't have that yet. Zach. One, 2, 3, 4. He didn't show up. Hmm. Eli is one of those pictures. Oh yeah, let me get the other picture of this man. Look at him looking like... I don't even know what he's looking like. What Bee Gees. Okay, so he is... James. They have to be brothers. That's him. He's that Eli. Those two are brothers. Look at them. For a fact, he looks like he's a mechanic or something. With a little name tag. I think Elias C could be Carl's father. Bonnie. Wife, Bonnie? I'm making a guess here. I think I'm right. That makes sense that his wife would be there. But doesn't have a picture for her. Doesn't have the option of a picture, so I don't think she's there. So who the frick is Bonnie? Like, with the other spouses, if there's a picture existing, we could put them. Let's keep going. Complaints. Okay, it seems that everyone has something to complain about. Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. During the summer, I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. I was right. Margolite. I hope she would be the sister I never had that I'd do the same for, and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the two of them. What a mess. But she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlet and tell tales of all how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. She's the first Root Tree woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I am jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me, and now, though I've been undoubtedly burdened by a terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff, just like I do at Gwen. Hold on, we're going to look at Starlet Magazine. Wild Bill Williams. Give me a second. Periodic. Starlet. Oh, whoops. We're looking for Gwen Root Tree. From Wild Bill Williams, the gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some have focused on the fact that she would announce her divorce. She also announced she was pregnant again. Others mentioned that the rumors Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There's also an interview from earlier in the mid-1957. The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Root Tree has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild, combined with the alliteration Williams, is incredibly memorable. Who's Cornwall? But Root Tree has power. Gwen Cornwall? Was her mother? The father's Cornwall. Linus Cornwall. Bill. Will. Williams. What is it? What's his name? Hold on. There's something wrong here. Who's Linus Cornwall? Let me make sure. It's not going to show up. Fortune favors the grave. Paris, France, he returned there often. Okay, hold on. So, I have the picture. Where's the picture of the Paris picture? Gwen and the boys. This is her sons. Maybe? Does she have two sons? Or is that one of... That's not her spouse. That's one of the... My father. Housewife, I guess. And nobody before. Well, the ladies are housewives. Isn't that Gwen? Gwendolyn? I think this is Gwendolyn Roottree. Married to someone Morden. Let's look at the names. Caroline, we already know. We already know. I think James Morden. And then Zachariah Morden. I'm trying to think. Zachariah Morden would have had a kid. Caroline. Split up. That marriage had a... Okay. Maybe Stephanie Jones? Spouse. She had a second spouse. This is the other lady. This is Landon. I think this is Stephanie Landon. This is Brian Jones. This gentleman. This is Stephanie. I don't know. She's a politician. I think this is Landon. Mark Landon, and I think this is Caroline, who's an artist. Watch this. I'm about to crack this all wide open. Cracked it open. Look at that. Elias M., I guessed correctly. Landon, Caroline Morden, Linus, Mark Landon, Brian Jones. Ho ho! Oh, that's too good. I gotta listen to WRTD.
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail.
Who are you, lady?
I promise I didn't steal it, but I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I guess that means I've officially confessed. I'm a root tree. I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of. If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more. In person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
Okay. What did Stephanie say about her... Margito, you wanna go outside? Hold on. Stephanie Jones. Caroline Morden. At least by her words, it's still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters simply, love is our future. Handwritten note says, Carl, I noticed yada when it comes to the candy company, if we could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Is this the car? Okay. Don't let our conflicts spread to the next generation. Cousin Stephanie. Okay, yeah, she would actually be in the same generation as these girls, yes. Hold on, I'm gonna let... You wanna go outside? Okay. Yeah, see, you can go outside. This is incredibly addictive. This scratches the itch, the right itch in my brain, I gotta tell you. It's the 50s. Clark's probably the little kid. That's probably Clark, and he probably went to the military. He said he went to the academy. That's something like military. Clark Rafferty. I'll just Google him. Who the hell is... I feel like Wild Bill's not a real name. How do you spell Rafferty? 2 F's? These times. Wait, he was a musician? He's their cousin. D and J plus J and D. Hold on. Musician. Their last job. That's Jim. I don't know who that is. Let's get this. The LaRues. Jay and Diamond. Clark and Jim, and somebody in Diamond. Who's LaRue? Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister knows only similar to Jim and Diamond's later work. The band or the signals always love to scan your evidence. After blazing 35 minutes download, the track is also available. Holy moly. Okay, LaRue. Danielle Franks. And they split up. He probably married LaRue. Jane LaRue. Yes? They had a kid, though. And I think this is another picture of Diamond. Wait, is that, like, right to think of it that way? Because we have a picture of Diamond. Hold on, we have a picture of Diamond already. We can figure... No, she's the blonde. This is Jane, the brunette. Where's the other picture of Jim? I keep wanting to add it. I think him? Clark. Clark is one of these people. Okay, hold on. We already know what Clark looks like. Bernie Jr., Guy Hudson, Bonnie, Caroline. Well, we know what Caroline looks like. Hold on. That's probably Caroline. Caroline's glasses. Maybe. Is that her? Yeah, it looks like her. I mean, we're assuming. I'm assuming. We know this boy would have been married at 18 with Danielle. James Diddy. Let's look at WRTD. Investigative Jazz. In the most recent hour, they also talked about a picture taken from Carl's office. It revealed there wasn't a break-in. It said someone with a key to the office took the picture of discovering the pipes burst due to the recent storm. This means there was likely someone close to the family who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. The psychologist, however, also goes on to posit that the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because nobody in the family has come forward to say they have it in their possession. The comment below the article says, "Don't believe their lies. It's just another instance of the root tree curse being a real, true thing. I bet you Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence on it." Excuse me. Long, rambling conspiracy website with very small and very red text on a black background. Because the root trees are cursed, has been very recently updated with the following. With Carl and Brenda and their girls, that makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the root tree company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982, but nobody was arrested. Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Now, just this week, Carl died in a plane crash. This cannot be a coincidence. There's another entry that claims to be connected dots in the pattern of the 5 pieces of replicas of mine Ruby skull. A secret message meant to subliminally scare people away. The post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corner simultaneous 4-day time cubes. Oh god, the hypercube guy. The owner of the site received an email from Chris Raff, 75, at prodigy.us asking him to take down his site with faked proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. The owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that the proof is fake because he's an expert in creating fake evidence. RT-29, Eyewitness a Helicopter. All images and ideas by Thomas Overwood. Operation RT-29. Hold on. More conspiracy websites claim that root trees are changing their candy recipe to include more and more chemicals, and this is done in cooperation with bad actors from an unknown government. They claim that due to a loophole in the calendar, it's possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day, so long as it isn't discovered until after the day is over, and that every 4 years on a leap year, the Retreat Company hosts a meeting with foreign agents to conspire to poison our children. Wow, wee zowie. Contain polyglycerol polyricinolate, an ingredient of the candy that wasn't there when it was first released. Claiming it added an attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. The website claims to sell pills that counteract this effect for children. I've already eaten root tree candy in the past. You do an additional search for polyglycerol polyricinolate, and it appears to be an emulsifier in chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used across many products. Let's look up Thomas Overwood. The truth behind Spirit Cola. Satan's Plague is returning in 2000. Fuck off. Stock markets and the devil's numbers, which claims if you multiply any stock's price by 666, then also multiply the current year by the same stock's price, then add those numbers together and divide the entire total with the stock price, and finally subtract the current year, you'll always end up with 666. Okay. Chris Rafferty. Okay, I've got a name. That's gonna be Clark's kid. Born in 1975. So he's gonna be this one. And he's a what? Hold on, let's go back. Chris Rafferty? Could I just look him up? It is this kid November. Sam's kid? I would say Guy. If he's up in the front, that's gotta be, or that could be, redhead. Baby. Madsen. Gwyneth M. That would be Madsen. Me. books from the 70s. This is the secret about Sam. You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names and must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. So hold on. Morden, Mark Landon, and then I don't know her new spouse, Stephanie's second mother. And then, You have a third wife. That was maybe a little. We don't know. This would be their kid. I don't know. Let me look at Prodigy. The Art of Rafferty. Copyright 1987. Under construction, there are a few art pieces. The first is a painting captioned, "Me and my fiancée, Lulu." Painting I did for my first year of college I plan to give her when we get married in May. Go Tardens. 97. So there's an odd collage called Cousins, which seems to be made up of 3 scrambled images. The accompanying artist seems we had to create a piece of art about our family. I asked as many of my extended family of cousins for the pictures I could, even some I've never met. Only a few of them got back to me. And my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Raina, Riley, or Rose, so I had to get creative and use only my third cousins. This includes Davy. He swims for Yukon. David. Bethany's yearbook picture. She's Davy's younger sister. And Stephanie, who is an only child. Okay, we already know this. You can download a new application called Pixpop. Let's do it. Alright. Daicho to Mai? Okay. Oh, she's young, yeah. Middle school. Okay. Oh. Oh, this one sucks. Come on. I got it. Wow. There we go. Boom. David, right? We said David. He said Bethany. We're talking about. Hold on, Stephanie has a... Hold on, I'm gonna give me a pause here. There's another Stephanie. He's got cousins. No, they'd be half siblings. No. Could be these two. Or these. Probably not. Let's look at the names. I think it's these two. Stephanie Cattrall. David Kellogg. The fourth. Ooh, what? We said Stephanie Cattrall is an only child. We're talking about David and Bethany. Hold on, let's go back. Bethany. I think Kellogg. He's a student in college. She's a student K to 12. We know what she looks like. She is this young lady. Where is she? No? Oh, I have to take pictures. The ones that I... Dichotomy. David. We know Bethany. I think I'm right. Got David. And we've got actor. I think it goes like this. Her spouse is someone named Kellogg. No. I mean, would it work? Or could they be down here? They said cousins. Okay. Could it be these two? All the way over here. But we're talking about a line of David Kellogg's. At least... Yeah, I think we'll wrap in the next 5 minutes. We don't really remember her sons. In the names we have, he could have. She would have named a David Kellogg Jr. And David Kellogg the third would be one of the sons. Then the fourth would be the oldest boy. What school does he go to? Hold on. Stephanie, who is an only child. We're talking about his cousins of that. Me and my fiance, Lulu. Chris's fiance. Louisa. I think so. And what does he do? Is he an artist? Self-portrait. Got him. Still a student? Portfolio college student. I mean, I just pop him as a college student. He's got his cousins. It's gotta be them, and there's gotta be Stephanie over here somewhere. Stephanie Madsen, only child. But I don't know where the Madsen family is. Mother of mercy. And they don't really talk about Stephanie Landon. Could be any of them. Could be any of these. Did I just Google Stephanie Madsen? He's only my third cousins. This includes Davy, third cousin. Oh, it's not the closest family. Hold on. Let's go back to the family. Third cousins. Yeah, this would make sense. They're off in the other branches of the family. They're not in this branch. So, yeah, no, yeah, we're talking about people over here. For a fact, and it's one of these. Dichotomy. Stephanie Madsen. Ooh, we got an older picture. Okay. Bob even had it framed. It's a little guy with one eye. Angie and I both want to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the three of us were all about the same age. 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. made. So this is Eli Jr. Yeah, that feels right. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo. Wait. Where did I get this piece of evidence from? Where did I get this? Lauren's diary. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say at least. Eventually, I supposed to stop tantrums. They poses in front of the camera with Mr. Morton, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. And I found out years later they even took a second photo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Miracle. Because he was sick, his sight, yes. That's him. Just being sick. That's Sam? Even had it framed. That's him on the left. So hold on. This is Clancy Edward Roottree. Taken 1935, the subject and moved to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Oh, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn? Is that Mr. Morden? Or no? We figured out no. Brunettes. Lightish hair. Take a guess. Got him. But now I know the blonde. Yeah, of course the blonde's Margot. I got Chris Rafferty. I got Jane LaRue. I got Louisa. With the pictures. The pictures. Oh, yeah. Hell to the yes. We don't have a picture of James Morrison. Who's that mystery gentleman in the background with the beard? That's going to be somebody. I didn't lock him in? Wait, Elias Jr. wasn't the second president. It ended up being Zach Morden. What did Elias do? Architect. Right, he designed it. He's the architect. Okay. Let's put in... We know that Marguerite would have been the housewife. I don't know Miracle's wife, but we've got him. We've got him. There blazed a spark of light that ever shone brightly. Of Cherry. From her starting days imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown, although someday she'd depart, in part I'd never be alone, in my heart I'll always be the sun.
There blazed a spark of light that ever brightly shone. From her starting days imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown. Though someday she'd depart, in part I'd never be alone. In my heart I'll always be the son of...
Christina? Oh no, that's wrong. Very. Okay, I confirmed. Maybe I was wrong about this picture? The beard. Military. He was a musician in the 60s. Yeah, I don't know what he did. Okay, we're at 2:35 right now, so I am actually going to wrap up for the evening. Thank you for anybody who was watching. Promise I'll be a little more consistent with this. I'm probably going to come on tomorrow, keep this up, because I am going crazy for it.